Hi students, today we're going to talk about your assignments for Thursday, May 7th, 2020 or 2020. Remember, you need to log into Google. If you see a sign in button right here where my little cursor is at, then press that. If you see a picture or a letter that is not yours, click on that and then you can scroll down and find your Google Classroom. So I'm going to use the students this time, so we can see the same thing. We're going to click on the waffle. We're going to go to Classroom. We're going to click on the classroom that is yours. Click Classwork up here at the top. And you are going to scroll down to Weekly Assignments. And where it says 5-4 Weekly Assignments, you're going to click on that. And you're going to go ahead and click on just this one document, 5-4 Murch Student Friendly Schedule, or Ms. Nisha's Friendly Schedule, whichever class you're in. Okay, once you're here, I am going to open up the full reading and writing directions. If you're watching the video, you do not have to do that because I'm explaining it to you. Okay, so now we're ready for that. Let's scroll down to Thursday. Okay, so today for Thursday, you're going to be reading a book or listening to a book called Predicting Weather. That link will take you directly to it. As you know, the little box is going to pop up that says create a customization. I showed some of my groups today how to make customizations. So if you guys would like to do some of the things we practiced, then click the yes button. If you do not want to do that, then click the no button. Remember, if you want the computer to read the book to you, and you want the pages turned automatically, you need to press the auto on button. And then to have the computer start reading, you need to press this blue button with the white triangle. I would suggest skipping some pages. If you want the vocabulary read to you, then you can start here. If you feel good about the vocabulary, start at page 4. Now let's take a look at questions you're going to be answering today. I'm going to scroll down to page 4. So use pages 4 and 5 to answer this question. What are 4 things we can watch to know about the weather? Use pages 6 and 7 for this next question. What are some tools that help predict the weather? Use page 10 for this next question. In what ways will the weather be different at 1 than it was at 9? Use the chart. And use page 11 to answer this. What is predicted to be the warmest day of the week? Let's go back to the student-friendly schedule. Let's look at writing. So you are going to be answering this prompt. What do you think is the most interesting thing in predicting the weather, the book that you just looked at? And you're going to write your opinion and reasons for it. Now let's open up our grammar pages. So today for your grammar pages, this is your spelling page. It looks a little bit different than what you're used to. So this is an example of a spelling story. And my challenge today to you is to write your own spelling story using R words. You can use the ones that we've been working on this week, or you can use some new ones too that you might have read in other texts or seen elsewhere during the week. I'm going to go ahead and read this story to you. The directions on this particular page just ask you to write a sentence about something you might find on a farm, but I'm challenging you to also write your own spelling story too. Okay, so here we go, from farm to scarf. If you go to a farm and see sheep in the barn, you are not too far from seeing yarn. A sheep's coat is cut off each year, then spun into yarn for a coat, hat, or scarf. So below, then you would write your sentence about what you might see on the farm. So we're continuing with possessive pronouns. And examples of possessive pronouns are my, his, her, our, and their. And remember, they take the place of nouns and show ownership. So here we go. You're going to be choosing the pronoun that's in the box that goes along with the sentence. and you're going to write that pronoun either on the line if you print this paper out, or you can write it on a separate piece of paper. You can also just say what it is out loud. So number 1, Ella wrote blank name. Let's go ahead and go through all of the choices and see what might work. Ella wrote my name. That could work, actually. Ella wrote his name. That could also work. Ella is typically a girl's name, but I mean, it could be a boy's name. Ella wrote her name. That works. Ella wrote our name. It wouldn't be our because name would have to have an S at the end of it. Names. Our means more than one. So it's definitely not that. Ella wrote their name. I guess you could use that, but that's probably not the best choice. So you've got 4 out of 5 of these that make sense, but I think your best bet would be my, his, or her. I don't think it's his, and I think out of my and her, the best one would be her. Ella wrote her name. I'm going to read the rest of these to you, and I want you to practice them on your own. Number 2, Anthony brought blank flashlight. Number 3, I packed blank suitcase. Number 4, we sat at blank desks. Number 5, they ate blank snacks. Number 6, I liked blank snack. Now, what you'll find on the directions for the grammar and spelling is that it says to use the spelling words to write a fun and creative story, as seen in the spelling page from today. That was mistyped. It should be from Monday, but instead of trying to write it in a fun, creative way, I'd like you to try to write your own spelling story. You could also, in addition to that, write it in a fun, creative way. You could cut out letters. You could make up your own sentences. You could do the flashlight writing. You know, pick anything that you would like. So those are some other options for you. Okay, let's take a look at math. So this whole week you've been going to Google Classroom to access your math video that takes you to Pearson, but today you're actually going to be clicking on this math video that will take you to YouTube. And it's a Khan Academy video that's going to teach you how to make a number grid that you're going to need for a game that you can play. So go ahead and click on that. You don't have to go to Google Classroom for that assignment. Let's take a look at the worksheets. It's really just one worksheet. There's one in English and one in Spanish. So here are the things that you're going to need. You're going to need to get some pieces of paper. You could use Post-it notes. You could just rip up a piece of paper, and you're going to use one piece of paper for each number, and you're going to write numbers 0 to 8. Then you need to get a dice. Then you need to have your hundreds chart ready to go. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to make a pile of your cards, mix them up, 0 to 8, and then you're going to pick 2 of them. You're going to put them next to each other in any order, and then you're going to say that number. So if I draw the numbers 5 and 3 and I put them next to each other to make 53, I have to say 53. Then I'm going to roll my dice, and then whatever number I get on my dice, I have to pick one of these options below. So if I roll the number 3, it says I have to point to and say the number that is 10 less than the number I chose. Remember, the number I chose was 53. So I'm going to use the strategy that I learned from the 8-2 video of going up to show 10 less, and that would be 43. So 10 less than 53 is 43. And that's how you play the game. Okay. And let's go back. Let's double check. There isn't anything else. Today, groups that are being met with are 4, 6, and 5. Check the times to make sure that you know when to be there. It is 10:30 for group 4, 11:15 for group 6, and then 1:30 for group 5. But double check on your classroom's link just to make sure that it's the same. Thanks for watching, students, and I'll catch you in another video.